Hi Scorpio, welcome to my channel. My name is Kim. So today, Scorpio, for your meditative session, you guys got Pope Joan, the Pontiff of Possibilities. The possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. I feel like you're putting a cap on something. It's like you're putting, I guess, a restriction or a limit, right? You're ending something here when it can go literally like so much higher. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like maybe it's the way you imagine your life to be and you're putting it in a box and you're like, oh, I can only have this job and I can only live here. And I feel like that's like one part of you. And then the other part of you is like imagining all these beautiful things that you could have. But for some reason, I think it's easier for you to put your life in the box than to, you know, kind of like spread your wings and fly, right? It's easier to just, you know, coast through instead of doing anything major. And I feel like you're meant to do something major. You're meant to do something to live your life to the fullest like possibility that you can. I feel like it means just doing things that you know that your soul is yearning for you to do, right? So let's just say you want to move to another state. Your whole family lives in one state. Your whole family has always lived in this state. And you're just like, I don't think I can change states, right? I just don't feel like, let's just say a lot of people I know go East Coast, West Coast, right? A lot of people from the East Coast go back, like go to Cali. So it's like, oh, I want to live in Cali. Like I just want to, but like my whole family lives on the East Coast. Like I'm not going to do that. It's like, why not, right? It's like, let's just say you want to do something. I feel like you should just go do it. It's like, oh, a lot of people want to move from like the West Coast to Hawaii, I feel. It's just like, go do that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, stop limiting yourself. You're creating limits for yourself. You're creating limits for, I think for a person too. It's like, oh, I really like this person, but they would never be interested in this. Or I really like that, but I don't think they'd want to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're just putting on these limits and all shit like limitation and capping everything here and putting it here. It's like, I don't know, but you have to get messy. Like I just want to throw everything off my desk right now. It's like you want everything to be so in its spot, in its place. Everything has to have its place. It's like it doesn't, you know what I mean? And it's like whatever you want to create, there's a part of you that's like bursting to create it and a part of you that like really wants it to happen. And then there's another other part of you that's like, well, that can't ever exist. And it's really bothering me, these limitations that you're setting, especially because it's like affecting other people. It's like you're telling someone else that they wouldn't be interested in it, but you've never even asked them. You know what I mean? You've never even spoken to them about it, but you just put them in this limit. Or it's like even your family, like, oh, my family wouldn't support that. Like, I just know they wouldn't. It's like you're limiting everyone in your surroundings, including yourself, right? As within, so without. Stop limiting everyone around you. Do you know what I'm saying? And limiting the people around you. It's like, I think everyone is much more open to everything that you're thinking about than you think. And if they're not, then that's obviously not where you should be, right? Because why would you want to be in an environment where everyone is limiting, right? I think that's a big key thing. It's like, if you are in an environment where everyone limits you, why would you want to stay in that environment, right? Because, oh, it's my family, oh, my friends are there. I mean, honestly, like, let's be real. Is that the type of life that you want to live for the rest of your life, where you can't be yourself? It's like kind of, I feel like a butterfly thing, where it's like you're meant to be this beautiful butterfly flying around, having your own life, doing everything that you want to do, but you're like stuck on the floor in the ground, like at this tiny little spot, right? You have no idea that you can just get into your cocoon and like turn into this butterfly and fly away, right? So there's some sort of like metamorphosis that has to happen here, some sort of change. And maybe you're already in the cocoon and you're about to fly out. Maybe, I mean, it depends where you're at, to be honest, but I just don't want you to limit yourself, Scorpio. There's no need for limitations right now. I think the big message is to go towards what your soul is yearning to go do, and to stop putting limitations on people, saying that they wouldn't want to. I feel like a lot of people would, and if they wouldn't want to, then maybe you need to change your environment. So yeah, Scorpio, that's what I'm getting. You can do anything that you want to do. Everything's possible. Let's pull cards. Okay, Scorpio. So I feel like what's really here is the restrictions that I feel like people, okay, for some of you it's going to be very big, it's going to be very broad, like where you want your life to be in general, like career wise, partner wise, you know, it's like a general thing, right? Where you're just not asking for enough. You're limiting yourself too much. And for some of you guys, there's something very specific that you want to go towards. There's something like it's like there's just one thing that you just really want, or you know what I'm saying? It's more specific. But for everybody, the message and the idea is the same. And the message and the idea is that you have to go towards what it is that you want to go towards, right? Like there is no... For a long time, I don't know who it was, but they kept you very like focused on one thing, right? Or you were very focused on one thing. And I feel like you're not anymore, right? You're not anymore. You're not focusing on like you're not pinpointing it into this one direction where like, oh, it's like I can only live here and I can only do this thing. And like you're starting to, I think that is what's confusing you, right? The fact that you're not thinking in that way anymore. So there's some sort of like awakening. I don't even know if it's necessarily an awakening, but I think it's something, there's something in your reality that has changed. And now it's causing you a little bit of confusion because it's like, I don't know what that is though. Hold on. So what I get is that there's no more pinpointing because something has been opened for you. There has been like another path has been illuminated for you guys, right? Like maybe you got another job offer, right? Maybe your friend is like, oh, yo, like I need a roommate. Do you want to move to like Spain? Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I'm about to start this business with my family and it would be really great if you could come along. It's going to be in Florida. Like, do you want to go? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's an opportunity that has been illuminated to you, right? And now it's opening up that field of vision, right? It's like, whereas before it was like, we're going right and we're going to go right and that's it. Now you have the left or the right, right? You have these two paths now. And you're confused as to like where it is that you should go, because it's like one path is more authentic to who I am, and maybe who I am is kind of someone who, you know what, I'm going to put all my faith in the unknown, right? I'm going to go and do that opportunity, and there's no path here that's written, you know, it's not planned for me. It's just something I want to go do, something I'm feeling really strongly about, and that's what I'm like. You're being guided. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't get what this means, like this feeling that I'm getting, oh, I'm just being like a little bit spontaneous here and I should just calm down. No, it's like you're being guided. Do you know what I mean? You're being guided. And what's interesting is that I think that there's a lot of people who are trying to impose their like authority on you and trying to say like, oh, that's dumb, or oh, that's stupid, or oh, that can never happen, right? And they're causing a lot of anxiety. And it's like, it could be family too that just like doesn't want you to leave, you know what I mean? It could be family that doesn't want you to leave. It could be like friends, it could be like a girlfriend or boyfriend. It's someone who's just like, no, like you shouldn't leave, right? And I feel like they're going to try to put something in your way before you go. We'll get to that later, but there's definitely going to be this thing where you're about to leave, or you've already decided that you're off, right? You already make that decision to go, and then they're going to try to put this in your way. Like for some of you, there's going to be an actual like, oh, like you really want to go that way, we're going to put like, oh, someone's sick now, you can't leave. Do you get what I'm saying? I mean, I know that sounds really terrible, but that's kind of what I'm getting. It's like they're going to say like, oh, something, like it's going to be that to that extent where they're trying to manipulate the situation in such a heavy way where it's like you're off and you're going where you believe you should be. You're following your intuition. The path has like been illuminated to you, and like look where it is. It's like headed towards a celebration, right? It's headed towards maybe a family. It's headed towards, you know, the Four of Wands is really significant, I feel. And it's a really positive card, right? There's a marriage here. So maybe this has to do with like a soulmate, right? Because we have the Six of Cups here with the Fool. So I feel like for some of you guys, it could be, I feel like for a lot of you, it's just headed towards something that you desire and that you're passionate about and that you have a lot of heart for. So for a lot of you guys, it could just be a career, a particular career. But for a lot of you guys, it's everything, right? It's your career, it's like where you want to live, and it's a partner, you know what I mean? It's a person. So for a lot of you guys, the path is being illuminated now that like that's an option. Oh, that's an option. I have to go towards that option because that's where like my soul resonates with, right? Like if I'm going to be like honest with myself, then that's where I want to be. You know what I mean? But there's just someone that might not like it. It could be family, it could be friends that just be like, oh, you're crazy. Like, why would you go over there? Like, why would you move across the state? Like, we're never going to see you anymore. Or like, you know what I mean? Just like talking you down. Oh, that's like a crazy thing, like to try to achieve, you know, that's like a crazy idea. Oh, like, I don't know if that's going to work out necessarily. Like, good luck, you know, like putting like a lot of that fear and that doubt that they have for you onto you. But it's like, I don't think that you have any fear. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think like necessarily you're fearful. I think you're very clear, to be honest. I think what's giving you fear is the anxiety that others are trying to put on you, right? Others are trying to kind of tell you what you should do with your life or like where you should be with or who you should be with. And it's like not really about that. So I feel like now is the real time to be honest with what you want in your life and like where you want it to go and who you want to be with. And they're going to send you the messages, right? You're just listen to your intuition. They're sending it to you. That other path that just became illuminated, that's the divine, right? Whereas there was only one path this whole time and now another one's illuminated. It could be like that phone call that you get from a job that tells you to move. It could be like a person that hits you up and it's someone that you like really care about and you kind of just know, you know what I mean? It's like it's an innate knowing and you don't really know where it's coming from. It's coming from the divine. The path that's being illuminated is from the divine. It's something that maybe you manifested and it's here, right? The possibility is now, like you have that ability to see it and now you're going to go. And it's towards love, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic love, but you're headed towards love. And what's interesting is like, I don't think the people around you are bad. I think they just think in one way, right? They don't really see all the possibilities. They don't really see those two paths. They only see one set path. So for them, it's scary. But you see the love here in the situation or with this person or with this career. You can kind of see, it's like a foreseeing, right? Like you can tell. It's more of an intuitive thing. And for some of you guys, you've been knowing for a really long time that that's kind of where you want it to be and you haven't been there. So now it's kind of the time to be honest to who it is that you are and to set out. And I'll be honest, like for some of you, not everybody, there will be something like right before you head out, right? Because you're about to head out, right? Like I see here, you're about to head out. And then I see two paths. So I do think that maybe, I don't want to say this, you know, but in reality, some of you might get stuck with this that they tried to tell you. Like, oh, you know, someone got sick now, you have to take care of them, or oh, we have to take care of them, or this person's like this. And this really doesn't, I don't think, have anything to do with you, but what they tried to put in the way could be culture, it could be religion, it could be anything. Like they're gonna try to get you with this. I really feel, I don't know why that came so strongly, like they're gonna say like someone got sick, or we have to stay, or this person's like, you know what I mean? It's like someone had this like condition this whole time, but they decide to tell you like right before you leave to kind of keep it to you. It's like they've been sensing that you're gonna leave, or they've been sensing that you're gonna dip, and they're like, oh, well, now I'll put this. It's kind of like, you know, when people want to break up and they're like, oh, but then like Thanksgiving's coming, and then Christmas is coming, and then New Year's, I can't be single for New Year's, and then Valentine's Day. It's like, I don't want to do that to them. Do you get what I'm saying? It's kind of like there's always something that keeps you from going, and that's what I feel like is here. And maybe it's something that you create in your mind. Like maybe it's not even real, to be honest. Like it's real, but you don't have to deal with it. You're choosing to deal with it. You're choosing to make that your responsibility. So instead of putting yourself first, you're putting whatever this is first. And maybe that's what you've been doing for a long time, and it's like time to break that cycle. But for a lot of you guys, if you're very balanced, right, and you're very like open, then you're gonna make the right decision and you're gonna take the leap, right? You're gonna take the leap and you're gonna go out, right? You see how similar these cards are? It's like, and I like that the third eye is on top of both of them, right? Because you're seeing, maybe you're even seeing what these people are trying to do. You're seeing like the manipulation. You seem to be very smart because you're the one that can see the other path, right? No one else can see two paths, only you can. You're the one that can see the soulmate for who they are. You're the one that can see your soul for who you are and what it is that you want. You know what I'm saying? You're the one that's like seeing this Ace of Cups where no one else can really see it. So that's what I'm saying. If you're really balanced, this won't be confusing to you at all. You're going to see through all this shit and you're going to go, right? And what's interesting is I see like the feminine and the masculine here. Like I see there's 2 dolphins here. I see 2 cats here. I see the lotus for the feminine, and I see like the moon here. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot reflecting in the other, right? Like the water. It's weird. And we have the 8 to the 7. So it's just weird. I'm seeing like 2 very similar energies. But I see you doing it. I see you leaving. And look where you're headed, like the Emperor and the Empress. I think you're headed towards a soulmate. You're headed towards wish fulfillment with the 9 of Cups. You're headed towards a marriage. You're headed towards a soulmate. Again, soulmate. Like you're headed towards the person that you're meant to be with. You're headed in the right direction. The only thing is that in this 3D, everyone's going to try to give you anxiety about this. Everyone's going to try to like tell you you're doing the wrong thing, but it's because they're trying to manipulate you for some reason, right? They're trying to manipulate you. Oh, if you're not here, we can't do this. And if you're not here, how are we going to get through this? And it's just a lot of manipulation to keep you here. I don't know what their motives are. I don't know. It just seems like a selfish energy, right? It could be worse than that. You know, I don't know to the extent that this person would like, what they would do to hold you back. I do see some people have someone more malicious around them or more selfish, where they're going to try to really impose a problem and say like, you have to be here for this. But I see you understanding that and breaking free from it, because this is just too important. You know what I mean? I feel like it's this person, to be honest. It's like, I have to go. You know what I mean? If you're the Empress, you're going to the Emperor. If you're the Emperor, I'm going to the Empress. Like, nothing's going to stop you from getting to this person. Like literally you're leaving. 6 of Swords, you're dipping. Like, you're like, I'm good. You know what I mean? They're going to tell you like, oh, your fate, you're destroying your fate, your destiny, because this has a lot to do with destiny and your fate. And you're like, oh, well, that. I guess I'm like up real bad. You know what I mean? And you just dip. I love this. Like a rebellious energy. But again, it's because you believe in your soul. Like, you believe in yourself. You believe in this person. You believe in your, like, that's what I'm saying. Be open to the possibilities. In the beginning, I was getting someone who wasn't, but I feel like you are seeing the possibilities. You are seeing like what it is that you need to do, and you have to just break free. You already know where you're meant to be. Oh my God, Scorpio. It's so beautiful. I'm so happy for you guys. I'm not pulling anything else because I think that again, the possibilities are limitless. Don't limit yourself. This is what you need to know. This is what you need to hear. And I feel like there is divine orchestration at play, right? Whatever is meant to be is going to be. Just keep going towards what your soul believes in, where you think you're meant to be, and don't listen to anybody else. You already know where your soulmate is, right? You already know that, even if it might seem foolish to you, like, you know what they are to you. You know the possibilities that this relationship could lead to. And I see you guys as a true pair, you know? You're a true pair. You can recognize the soulmate. You recognize the soulmate. Whatever's trying to hold you back, they're just they're just here. They don't have to be, you know what I mean? You don't have to give them any time or any energy. Just set off and do what it is that you want to do, Scorpio. And I see you going because you believe. And I'm just so happy for you. I love you guys so much. I hope this resonates, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.